We're always told to start investing in your 20s and you retire rich. But what if you didn't? What if you're in your 40s or even in your 50s and you've got nothing saved for retirement? Does that mean you're knackered? Absolutely not. Today I'm using my 20 plus years investing experience to give you 9 practical, realistic steps for anyone who feels like they're starting late. Because yes, it's harder, but it's far from impossible. But first, I want to give you a real life example of why investing into assets is hugely important. Let me take you back to 2020. I was working in Oman and got talking to a colleague who was 60 at the time and was full of regrets, mainly because he didn't have a pension. And literally all his mates had retired in their 50s. And he told me that because of the jobs he'd been on abroad, he could have invested at least £1,000 per month, but didn't. Let's assume he invested into a low-cost index fund each month for 20 years. And let's assume he got an average return of 10% per annum. This, by the way, is based on over 100 years of historical data. If he'd done this, he would have ended up with a huge £759,000. Hopefully, this little story drives home the importance of investing. So, grab a pen, take some notes, and let's build your financial future, starting with this quick video. Step 1. Accept where you are. Step 1 is simple but powerful. Acceptance. Nearly 1 in 5 people in the UK have no private pension savings. That's millions of people in the same boat. So if you're sitting there thinking, I've failed, I'll never retire, stop. Feeling guilty or embarrassed keeps you stuck. Instead, tell yourself, I'm here now. I can't change the past, but I can choose my future. Because if you keep believing I'll never be wealthy, you'll act in ways that keep that belief true. Flip the script like I did back in 2019 when I finally got some much needed financial literacy and put my own retirement plan in place based on my risk tolerance and my financial goals. Say instead, I can create wealth from where I am today. That mindset shift is what separates people who build something late in life from those who give up. And if you struggle with mindset, see below for a recent video all about having a growth mindset to be successful in anything you do. Step 2. Take inventory. To fully understand where you are financially, before you make a plan, you need to know exactly where you stand. Ask yourself, what is my take-home income each month? What are my essential outgoings, rent or mortgage, bills, food, transport? What debts do I have? What assets do I own, even if small? What's my pension situation, even if it's a tiny workplace pot? Write it all down. Seeing the numbers clearly, even if it's scary, is the first step to taking back control. And think about this. If you're 45, for example, you still have potentially 20 years until state pension age. If you're 55, you have 10 years. That's still enough time to make a serious difference. Because in my humble opinion, we don't want to be relying just on that state pension, which I believe is about £200 per week. By the way, nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. The full disclaimer can be found below in the description. Step 3, know your numbers. Step 3 is to know your numbers in detail. Most people have no idea where the money actually goes each month. They know they're always broke, always skint before payday, but they don't know why. Start tracking every pound that comes in and goes out. Use budgeting apps like Emma, Money Dashboard or Snoop, or just a simple spreadsheet like the one I use. Here's how to think about it. Budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. When you know where your money actually goes, you control it instead of it controlling you. It's the foundation of every other financial decision you'll make. And if you want help with budgeting and finding ways to save more money each month, see below for some free resources. You can join my free investing community, and one of the modules in my free investing course is all about personal finances. So you can save more, and this is your foundation before moving on to investing, your way to early retirement. Step 4, do a 30-day spending audit. For the next month, track every single transaction. At the end of the month, sit down with your bank statement or app report and ask yourself which of these were needs and which were wants. Where can I cut back without hurting my lifestyle? What's wasted money I could reallocate to my future? Example, that £3.50 coffee each morning, that's £17.50 a week and around £75 a month, nearly £900 a year. Now, I'm not saying never buy a coffee again, but could you switch to making a few coffees at home a week? Or you could save money by having one takeaway per week instead of two. This would save £25 a week or £100 a month easily. Multiply these savings across your whole spending and suddenly you've freed up hundreds per month to invest in your future. Step 5. Build your financial base. Before investing, prioritize an emergency fund. This is critical because it stops you relying on credit cards for emergencies or similar. It protects your investments from being raided in a crisis. It gives you peace of mind to take bigger financial steps. Aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses in an easy access account with a high interest rate. At the moment in the UK, providers like Chip, Tandem or even Santander Edge Saver are offering solid rates. If you're risk averse, aim for 12 months. But beyond that, excess cash is better invested. Step 6. Give every pound a job. Here's a simple system, an example of what to do. Set up 3 bank accounts, 1 for everyday spending, 2 short-term saving, like emergency fund, upcoming costs, 3 long-term investing. Use the 75-15-10 rule, spend no more than 75% of your income, invest at least 15%, save 10% until your emergency fund is built, then add that to investing or debt repayment. Automate this with standing orders the day after you've been paid. That way you never accidentally spend money that was meant for saving or investing. Step 7. Increase your income. Your earning power is your greatest wealth building tool, especially if you're starting late. Think about asking for a raise, document your achievements, take on more responsibility and present your case professionally. Working overtime if available, upskilling for a better paid role, short online courses can make a huge difference. Starting a side hustle, online freelancing, tutoring, dog walking, delivery driving. The options are endless. Remember, every extra pound you earn and invest compounds over time. Increasing your income is not easy, but it is possible. In 2010, I went back to college to get some more engineering qualifications, and 2 years later, my income doubled. Anything is possible if you're willing to put the work in. Step 8 is to invest in your health. Poor health costs can cost money, medication and missed work. Good health lets you work longer, enjoying your life, and it helps you to think clearly. Health is wealth. Focus on moving your body every day. Even a 30-minute walk counts. Eat nutritious meals, go to the gym, sleep enough, manage stress with meditation, walks, or unplugging from your devices. Think of it this way. You are your greatest asset. Take care of yourself. Now, I've been trying to sleep better for the last 12 months. See below for a recent video on why sleep is so important to our health. Step 9. Protect yourself. Life is unpredictable. If you don't have the basics in place, you're leaving yourself and your family vulnerable. Here's what to check. Life insurance if you have dependents. It's often cheaper than you think. Critical illness cover, if appropriate for your situation. A valid will. You can set one up online for under £100. Review your workplace benefits. Many provide death in service cover or income protection you may not even realise. Having these protections in place means if life throws you a curveball, you or your family aren't financially devastated. Summary. Look, starting late is hard, but it's not impossible. Every step you take today compounds into a stronger future. So tell me in the comments, which of these 9 steps are you going to start with this week? I've been investing for the last 24 years and I've got really good experience in property, the stock market and crypto. But I didn't realize how important investing actually was until I was 35, until I got some much needed financial education. If you start with education now, one book, one video, it will change everything. Then you'll do everything you can to invest and secure your financial future. so you can retire early or at the very least retire comfortably. One last thing before I go, type book below and I'll give you a mini reading list to get you started.